I teach in Moscow. I've been there over 25 times teaching accounting and finance courses to Russian business people. Now you might ask yourself, I certainly ask myself, how did a fellow who grew up in Grantsville, Utah, end up teaching Russian business executives in Moscow? Well, I'll tell you, this is a nice thing to remember as a person manages her or his career. We went to Hong Kong in 1995, and I did a good job there. I'm a good teacher. So a friend of mine was talking to some friends of his in Shanghai, and they said, listen, we're looking for somebody to teach a couple accounting classes for us. Can you help us? And he said, I know just the guy. There's this fellow, Kay Stice, here in Hong Kong. Have him come up, and he'll be able to teach these accounting classes for you. So that was in 2001. And that was at the China-Europe International Business School in Shanghai. So I did a good job for them. Well, years later, 10, 11 years later, some people in Moscow were starting up a business school and were looking for somebody to teach some accounting classes for them. And they happened to know some people in Shanghai, and they asked them, do you know anybody who could teach accounting for us? And they said, well, there's this guy, Kay Stice, who's been teaching us for over 10 years in accounting. He does a great job, so they gave a recommendation for me to these people in Moscow, and they then contacted me. That was in 2011. In April 2012, I taught my first class there, and since that day, April 2012, no one else has taught an accounting class for that school in Moscow. From that day until now, October 2017, I have become their only accounting teacher. Again, how did I get there? Went to Hong Kong, did a good job, so I was recommended to people in Shanghai, did a good job, so they recommended me to people in Moscow. You've heard the old saying, it's not what you know, it's who you know. Well, it's true. People need to know you. You need to have a good reputation among people. And if you do have that reputation, they'll recommend you to other people, who will recommend you to other people. I found that in my career, that's what's helped me get opportunities. Do a good job here, exceed expectations here, and more opportunities will come. So that's how a boy from Grantsville, Utah found himself teaching in Moscow.